Yeah.
It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
It's literally the video!
Why wouldn't he have done it himself? Why
What
would
are
he
you
beg
on
me to
about?
do so?
Hey guys, my name's Dan. Today's reaction comes from JCS Criminal Psychology. This is Sarah. Literally thinks she's going home later. Now, I think we can all agree the last guy that was featured on here, very, very deplorable. Why he did it, how he did it, who he did it to, all just very, very freaking disgusting, very deplorable. I'm sure this lady is probably more of the same. What exactly she's trying to hide, how many people were affected by her crime, and what exactly the interrogation technique that this guy in this picture implements here is very interesting, because that is the part that I'm most intrigued to hear, is how to get somebody to admit to something rather when they don't really want to at all, where they just want to keep it hidden and want to keep doing what they're doing. So before we get into all of this though, please go over and check out all of these links. First off, my Patreon link is the best way to support me while getting some fun goodies back. Then you have my socials, which is the one way to see whenever I post anything when you're not on YouTube. And lastly, the channel Discord is the best way to get in contact with me while also seeing this week's reaction schedule. Then going over and support JCS if you haven't already. I'll leave that link down in the description. And lastly, I'm getting very close to 8,000 subscribers, so every little bit of support helps at this point. So whether you enjoy this video for even a second, you enjoy JCS stuff, you enjoy interrogation videos, please go right below this video, click that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. And without any further ado, let's go. Hello?
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 France Court.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Oh!
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire risk. Just tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing, like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep.
Suitcase?
And I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
So it's kind of clear what happened.
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah, okay.
Purple.
Okay, listen to me. Lay him flat on his... Okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay,
He's stiff and purple.
Okay, ma'am, that's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him, okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Yep.
Okay, ma'am.
Ah!
Okay, he just gurgled.
Okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
we want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, twice per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So,
For now.
let's just recap. Okay, they were playing hide and seek, boyfriend and girlfriend, and then he hid in the suitcase, and for whatever reason, she's like, oh, I think this is a good time to go take a nap. Let me just leave my boyfriend in his suitcase where he can't breathe.
Oh, right there.
Okay, this is already...
This is
reeks
42-year-old
of
Sarah Boone, who you just heard on the 911 call a few seconds ago. Her boyfriend was 42-year-old George Torres Jr., who she locked inside a suitcase the night before, ultimately leading to him dying of suffocation. Sarah's explanation is that it was a totally unintentional and unforeseen accident.
Sure.
But what she's completely unaware of at this particular moment is the fact she recorded 2 videos on her phone last night, the first of which was taken at 11:12 p.m., and shows her laughing at George while he's zipped up in the suitcase. But George isn't laughing. He's asking to be let out and repeatedly stating that he can't breathe. The second video was recorded 11 minutes later, showing the same thing, except the suitcase was flipped over and in a different area of the apartment.
Oh my
Sarah
God.
is both unmistakably and heavily intoxicated in these videos, which may explain the fact she didn't delete them. It would be
Oh.
safe to assume that she has no idea the videos exist. And yes, you will see the moment she becomes aware of their existence.
Oh,
But
boy.
we first have to acknowledge how this episode was even possible, and that would be the Law and Crime Network. They sent
Okay.
us the uncompressed documents that comprise this video. And
Oh.
almost every case we have covered, or will cover, is already available in its raw form on this channel,
Okay.
which includes the 2 main items of public record in the case of Sarah Boone.
Interesting.
Starting with the body cam footage, which is right where we left off.
All right.
Hello there. I had a cigarette lit. Get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay? I really need something to drink. Okay, well, I got my
Okay.
Dr. Pepper on the counter.
I think you can wait, ma'am.
What's going on? I just got here, so fill me in. No problem. Like,
Yeah,
he and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Having a good time with one another, but we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase, okay?
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he lives here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay, okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Here, let's talk
Right.
in private, okay?
I called you guys. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally,
Uh-huh.
just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Sure.
Doing puzzle artwork.
I believe
Playing
you.
Hide and seek. That's all that happened.
Okay, okay.
Sure it is.
Here, let me
I
fill
totally
this
believe
in,
you.
okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am
Hold on,
so
one
cotton
second,
mouth
one
right
second.
now. It's on the counter.
I can't move anything.
Oh my
right
God,
now.
ma'am.
I'm so thirsty. Like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down. 'cause I don't
You'll
want
be
you passing out.
fine,
This is probably
Jesus.
a lot for you to deal
I
with,
need
right? Sit,
May
sit.
I
I
have
don't.
water? Just water.
I can get you some water, okay?
The officer then talks to Sarah's ex-husband.
About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out, because this is supposed to be her day.
He referred to the fact that Sarah was meant to have custody of their son today.
She's
Oh.
generally not very good about always doing it. She tends to drink.
They called back and said
She has
she
a
was
bit
still
of a
there,
problem
or she came back.
So I
At the
was
post
calling to
office,
find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. But I called her
Give me 1
initially.
second, okay?
He's currently on parole because of it, so
Because of domestic violence with her.
yes.
Oh, okay.
He explains
Oh.
that George has been arrested for domestic violence multiple times against Sarah, and that Sarah's literally bailed him out every time.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from this tap. Probably gonna pass out on us. Okay, well, listen.
The police officer asks the ex-husband to stick around for a little while longer. She then gets a notepad and returns to Sarah to collect more information.
At some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right
When
where
he got
it
in
is.
it? Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little
It
joke.
was. We both were laughing about it. And then
Okay.
I fell asleep
Where did you fall asleep at?
upstairs. I just totally
So you
forgot.
began to do CPR on him?
Yes.
From
Yes.
About
And he
what time
gurgled,
this morning
like he
did you
gurgled.
start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. And air was coming out and he was gurgling, but
Hmm.
I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can I
you.
have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go.
All right, so sort of analyzing this a little bit further, the whole domestic violence thing got brought up. I think maybe there's something to that. Maybe that's motivation for why she did
Can
it.
I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it. It's secure, okay?
The officer then confirms the ex-husband will be taking custody of the child.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's
Okay,
at school.
he's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one to explain. He's not. He's third
I
grade.
can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay.
The ex-husband leaves, and the officers wait for investigators to arrive.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade?
The investigators then arrive.
Hey, Sarah. Did you get enough water? No, if you want to stay seated, don't. I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, Sarah, my name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott.
They ask Sarah what happened.
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too.
Sure. Then let's keep on emphasizing that.
I go upstairs and fell asleep. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away
and I
laughing.
both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay.
I'm afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am
Why
afraid
is that?
for my life. His family have never liked me.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean, like, about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay. So
They're
No.
going to kill me.
Okay,
Do
well,
they live
Sure.
local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me.
The detectives reassure Sarah that she's not about to get murdered, and then go in to investigate the apartment.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
This police officer was brilliant. Her temperament was perfect for the situation. The
Agreed.
investigators simply asked Sarah to stay somewhere else for the night, and to come to the police station the following day with any questions she might have. Sarah stayed with her ex-husband, then showed up at the sheriff's office the next day at 3:51 p.m. with an entire handwritten page of questions, the first of which was about when she's getting back her phone.
I'm going to have you sit in the green chair that doesn't move. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarah takes out her page of questions, which the investigator semi-acknowledges then brushes off.
So obviously, he received his autopsy. So I'm going to read you your rights again because we have to talk about that.
Sure.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
And do you understand what I just read you?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Sarah has no idea what just happened.
This morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor.
Okay.
So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little
I haven't laid a hand on him.
Okay.
Forensics have since proven that George sustained his injuries the night he died, and he didn't have them before entering the apartment.
Also, too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
Okay.
The investigator details further injuries, including a contusion on his neck.
And they're all recent. Like they occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it. I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. We had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine, and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why.
She had all night to set this up, which is the issue. For all we know, she could have designed this entire scene of events from scratch. There is a 12-hour gap between the timestamp on her videos to the moment police showed up on her doorstep, which is plenty of time to assemble what looks like a very pleasant scene of events that in no way precipitated a drunken act of revenge that ultimately led to murder.
Sure.
Nobody got out of sorts. This is what.
That was exactly my thoughts of where, how and why all this happened.
Mind-blowing to me. I have no clue.
The whole
Nobody
revenge
laid a
aspect.
hand on anybody.
He also had, on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on his head and his skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him. I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately. It's been good. I don't even know where this is coming from.
So, very good.
The interrogator now brings up Sarah's last call to police, reporting domestic violence.
Yeah, you said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
She just referred to the fact that George didn't face charges for the alleged assault.
We've been good. I don't know if, it's since the last time he got out of jail. We've been good, and he's been having his classes.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talk to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So
Sarah is detailing possible motives for retaliation. Routine procedure would be to keep her train of thought locked on this element, provide encouragement and understanding while inquiring further into the suspect's grievances with the victim. The only problem is that the lead interrogator really doesn't like Sarah and abandons the task of pretending to, which makes this a significantly flawed, yet remarkably entertaining process to bear witness.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
You guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so...
Give or take.
Right.
The investigator challenges an earlier assertion which remodels the discourse, and the suspect then starts defending her relationship with the victim.
I really love him, like I do, and I feel like I can help him. He came a really long way, and he was trying.
Oh, I see. The fixer-upper.
She somehow transitions into the principle of how she doesn't normally drink, and it's kind of only because of George that she drinks at all.
The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him.
Sarah talks about George's anger management classes and the supposed progress he was making.
And would always come home and show me his papers. And we would look over his papers together. Where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. He changed.
Oh.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Love does blind, so that's fair.
Everybody tells me that.
At some point, somebody gets enough.
In the next moment, the detective will say, then they have to do something to defend themselves. Sarah's temperament will completely switch at the completion of this sentence.
Oh. Then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee, and I don't know if you would like to see it on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop.
She explains how she once filed a restraining order against George, then for some reason brings up his ex-wife.
When I say a monster, she's a monster.
The interrogator lets her vent about the ex-wife for 2 minutes. She will now bring the focus back to the investigation.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
She recalls the game starting at around 4 p.m. and her going to sleep at around midnight.
So I have 4 and I have midnight, so there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, if
that
you
is a long
recall
time.
when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or...
Like when we started to play, hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint, started listening to music for a little bit, started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off.
That's not how you play hide and seek.
No.
That's what we did.
Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek probably 3 times in your relationship. When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
Gotcha. No, I'm just asking, in the past, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not, but obviously
No.
I understand you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Out of left field type of thing to hear.
Okay. Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any anything, any
That's what he was talking about earlier.
photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday? No?
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found.
Oh boy, here we go.
And
oh god,
it was from your phone.
With regard to the colossal realm of interrogation footage, the level of notoriety these next moments acquired is virtually unprecedented. I feel like this picture belongs on a wall somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Can you see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
Yeah, can't see anything obviously, but...
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go!
Sarah may have been hoping that that was the end of it. Really can't say that I blame her for that.
Yeah. Case closed.
Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
No.
I don't know
damn
how much I
updates.
can take.
I don't know how to find her.
Do I have to watch this?
Yeah.
I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
You can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
There's the laughing.
Stupid. That's my name. Don't wear it up.
I don't want to watch it, please.
That's
Okay.
him saying that he can't breathe, and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down.
The interrogators should not be cutting each other off, but their missteps can be forgiven on this occasion due to the power of the evidence, which the lead detective will now focus on.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there, so he didn't. How did
It's
that?
a
How
loud
did it go from the
laptop.
back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep,
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
but not intentional of.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
What?
you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Just to be clear, Sarah still has no idea how screwed she is. She just referred to an earlier statement that she didn't lock up the suitcase all the way, so George could get out.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no
gap.
hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you. I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other
I
video.
understand. I understand.
He's begging to
Do you?
for you to let him out.
And you're not doing it.
You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like a.
No, it's not malicious.
Well,
Sounds
saying
malicious.
Fuck you,
It's not malicious.
then what is that?
My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you did.
Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
This video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to you
No.
recording this?
No. No.
I think we've all gathered by now that Sarah might be twisting the truth in her favor a little bit. She seems to have forgotten that 2 minutes ago she claimed to have no recollection of this incident.
Yep.
So her impeccable memory all of a sudden seems rather selective.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. I can't breathe, and you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but, like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me.
The interesting thing about Sarah is that her intuition is correct. She sort of recognizes what the police are doing here, but still has no idea of the ramifications. Her energy resembles that of someone who feels the police are about to start rumors about her.
Like,
no, I'm just trying to show you that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to, he'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he
I
can't
didn't do it intentionally.
What do you think is going to
That's
happen?
it. That's all she's got.
A confined space like that.
Well, I thought by not zipping it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And
suitcase.
what was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs. I thought it was, like, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't,
He's telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name, and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. The whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Sarah tries to move on to another topic, but the interrogator doesn't allow it and brings her back to the specifics of the evidence.
Again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You, like, consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you
So you remember these things.
My intention is not for this to happen.
That doesn't matter what your intentions are. You still did it.
I've never
I suppose
done anything
does
like
matter
this before in the past. I am
I don't know
sick.
how exactly laws work.
The lead interrogator starts playing the video as Sarah is mid-sentence reiterating her innocence.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was not in any way
Truth,
shape, or form.
preferably.
You admit to moving the suitcase, like, over. So
You roll it.
You roll it out, like, it's not like...
I didn't want it to be like that.
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now. I don't know how you want me to say it. I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was.
But you did it in the morning.
I called Ryan, and like, what, 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. And they was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone.
So when he asked to be let out, like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video. He asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. They'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
This was an absolutely imperative moment to allow the suspect to elaborate, but the lead interrogator cuts her off.
Well, based off the video, one video's at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23, so you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times, I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean...
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
You may not have access to
But let's get back to this. When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to let you.
There was some sort of intent.
Like, no.
Again, it's the boy calling wolf. And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, he's in there. Night, night.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't
Truth. Just the
intentionally
truth.
mean for this to happen.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like...
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why the video?
I didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid.
You know, it's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a bump on his eye. I mean,
I don't know what you all want me to tell you.
Yes, you do. You're just not saying it.
It's not fair that you all are assuming that that's from me.
Where else did it come from?
They're reacting to the evidence, ma'am.
You were in the suitcase, and you're asking to be let out. Should they not let you out?
Eventually.
Eventually?
I'm guessing. I mean, I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming it on the wine. After talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching a video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him to fuck off.
No.
Yeah.
It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
It's literally the video!
Why wouldn't he have
What?
done that himself? Why
What
would
are
he
you
beg
on
you
about?
to open it?
And tell you he can't breathe.
Okay.
If someone can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance.
You two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No.
Okay.
I
Now
don't
we're
have
just
anything.
lying.
You're right.
I mean, even more
You're telling
so.
us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and
I
repeating what
understand.
you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay?
But you do,
Doesn't mean
though.
it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
Sarah now gets freaked out by the male detective. She thinks he's texting someone about her, which creates an absurd yet hilarious moment.
Oh, boy.
So is the texting thing something about me? Like, what's...
Is the what?
What? Excuse me?
Texting? Oh, no, I'm texting.
No, I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said, fuck you.
Not intentionally.
You got up, and you went up to bed.
You all,
Please sit down.
listen to me. I did not intentionally kill him.
I got you on video screaming, fuck you.
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. There's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it.
And then you flipped the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
You didn't intentionally flip the bag around?
No.
If
why
I
would
had $1 for every time she said the word intentionally, I'd be rich.
do that?
Well, you
Good
told us
question,
you
you
did
did.
it.
When he was upside down.
Right.
Well, you had to put him upside down.
You can't get in a suitcase upside down because...
It had to have been on its back with the lid open for him to get in there, for you to zip it up. Then it shows it on the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on its back again, so you had to flip it to
I'm
there.
leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this.
There it is again.
You did trying to
Oh my
dance around the
gosh,
fact
this is-
you left him in there.
This is not...
You didn't leave him in there?
It's not cool. Like, this is not cool.
It's not cool.
You're-
You intentionally left him in there and left the room. You went upstairs to a different room.
They're saying what happened, and she's like, nope, 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 that didn't happen like that, nope.
I would do anything for him.
Well, you gave up checking up on him. So.
Wouldn't let him out of a suitcase.
Nope, wouldn't do that.
Anybody looking at it doesn't. I don't think anybody would look at that video and go, George is having fun right now.
The discourse repeats itself a few more times, and then Sarah brings out her list of questions.
So, am I
boy.
getting my phone back?
No.
No.
What about Lucas's laptop?
No.
Not today.
how do I go about getting his wedding ring, engagement ring?
It's at the medical examiner's office. It'll come to us eventually, and then
It'll be released to
to
the next of kin.
Yeah. Okay.
I bought it for him.
Okay.
That is a civil issue. It was on his finger, it goes to them, they're the ones that are gonna release it, we don't have any say in that.
So I won't get that back.
Nope.
So, what's next?
They're gonna come and swab your fingers.
No, I'm talking about, like, in the long run. Like, what do I need to, like, do I need to be doing something, or, like...
I can't tell you, like, what to do.
I mean, like, so, like, for... Like, I don't understand, like, I don't know if you guys are just gonna, like... I'm not admitting anything about being intentional, and like...
We told you everything that we have. You know everything that we know.
So after this, what? I'm done? In itself, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough.
I mean, there's more to come, certainly.
His daughters too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Just pointing out the obvious.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Making a comment. I mean,
CSI, that was there yesterday.
Forensics take her DNA and fingerprints. The investigators then return.
Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free to go. Okay.
This comment seriously puts Sarah on edge,
Uh-oh.
but she still won't quite be fully aware of what's happening. This is coupled with the fact the investigators now try to get a solemn declaration out of her to close out the interrogation. The psychological dynamics of the moment are extraordinary.
Oh.
Oh, do you promise everything you told us was the truth? Or no? Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
The investigator explains that it's just protocol.
Do you promise and swear that everything we've talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
That's how
anytime
you
we talk
swear.
to somebody,
The male detective re-explains that it's just routine, only in a far more comforting tone. But the tone doesn't do a whole lot to reassure Sarah. She looks about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole and take her chances in a separate dimension.
That's your question.
To the best of my knowledge?
To the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
There it is again.
Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No. Why is this happening?
What do you
Because we're
think?
Not intentionally.
There it is again.
You were right, you're right.
Why is this
If someone could keep like a tally for how many times she said intentionally throughout this video, I'd appreciate it. Just
Because
let me know.
Before y'all said I
Comment.
could leave. So what am I supposed to do now? I had a
I don't
sneaky
work in the...
suspicion this was gonna happen. And I need water, like, really bad, please.
Have a seat.
They're just staring eyeballs at each other.
An officer comes to take Sarah to the jail, but Sarah has questions first.
Those holding cells, the holding cells, am I gonna be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead, stand up.
I have not
So what am I gonna do with my
Stay still.
purse? What made you all decide to do this?
Made us decide to do this?
Uh-huh.
George is dead.
You guys, I knew this was gonna happen.
You did?
Sarah was taken to the Orange County Jail at 5:44 p.m. She was charged with second-degree murder and held without bond, which keep in mind was in late February of 2020, just before the entire planet went into lockdown due to a pandemic. So Sarah must have had a real fun time getting acclimated to the new environment.
Oh boy.
She's been in the county jail since, with a trial date set for April 10th of this year. She's currently working with her 7th attorney. 6 have already filed motions to get the fuck out of there. All of them cited the same reason, which was irreconcilable differences.
Or really the fact that there's no possible way to prove that she could be innocent of this when that video exists. That was pretty damning. So again, I state this. I stated this at the very beginning of this video. When it comes to, it's hard to say. When it comes to murder, right? I don't really, because domestic abuse is a very sensitive issue, and if that's why she did it, if she felt trapped, if she just wanted to inflict this upon him, you know, that's certainly one thing. I'm not going to sit here and try to analyze that part of it. What I am just analyzing is just the fact that, you know, that video came up and she still was surprised, but then at the same time she says, I knew this was going to happen, and this kind of feels like a foregone conclusion. I don't know what state this happened in. I'm only assuming it was in Florida because his her ex-husband rather was wearing a Florida Gators shirt, so maybe that's happening. I don't. If I had to guess what she's going to get from this, probably life. And in all honesty, I don't know what capital punishment is like, even in the state that I live in. I'm not really entirely sure how that works. And plus is the fact that she stated it so many times, I never intentionally wanted to do it, so they have to somehow prove that there wasn't any sort of premeditation there, even though, you know, during the entire video, she seemed pretty happy about herself. So maybe that's something that she wanted to happen, but that's not really for me to decide whether she wanted it or she didn't. Only thing is, she definitely did have a motive there. So that's going to do it for me here. Comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about this case? Please leave a like if you enjoyed. And lastly, once again, please do check out all of these links I have for you. More specifically, the Patreon. I want to get you shout-outs like these. Luchador Cruising, Warrior 310, Jordan Bird, Lauren Davenport, Caster Conage, Amber K, Raymond Bright, Chris Curtis, Jeremiah McCarroll, and Jose Acevedo. And don't forget to click that subscribe button before you go. And I'll see you guys next time.